Welcome dear students. This is Sandeep Sharma and I'm your English language teacher. So today I'm here with a poem, Keeping Quiet. It is of 12th class, third poem, as you can see here. And the title of the poem suggests something I think I don't need to explain you. It's about keeping silence, keeping quiet. And now let's read something about the poet. The poet name is Pablo Neruda. Okay, that's the name of the poet, and that's not his real name. His real name is Neftali Ricardo Reyes Basualto, who was born in the town of Parral in Chile. Okay, that's his real name, and this is the place of his birth. Okay, and Neruda's poems are full of easily understood images, which make them no less beautiful. Okay, that means he has written wonderful poems with wonderful images. He has created many images, and that may be his key area of writing. Okay, and which these images make his poems beautiful. All right. He has also written, I would say, students, historical epics, political manifestos, and passionate love poems he has written. And as a consequence, he has also won Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. Okay, so in 1971 he won the Nobel Prize. We can say he is a Nobel laureate person. All right, and in this poem, in the current poem, Neruda talks about the necessity of quiet introspection. Okay, quiet introspection and creating a feeling of mutual understanding among human beings. What does it mean? First of all, introspection. Introspection is a word. It will be a self-examination. Okay, when you cultivate yourself or when you examine yourself, this could be your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. When you know yourself, when you examine yourself, that becomes introspection. Okay. So now, and a feeling of mutual understanding, and understanding that everybody has. Okay, right now on the planet, whatever problems are going on, okay, you see people fighting each other, countries fighting each other, and lots of, you can say, drama is going on there. That's just because people do not understand themselves, and they do not understand any of them, you can say, who are around them. All right, so that's the main problem, and with this we will start our poem. Okay, so before you read the poem, let us see what does he want to say. What does the title of the poem suggest to you, and what do you think the poem is about? Okay, the title is about maintaining silence. Okay, stillness. So the poem is also about that. Let's now read out and find out what does it say. So the poet says that now we will count up to 12. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. The poet says that we should count up to 12. Okay, and they will all keep still. Still means without doing any activity. It is about being motionless, without performing any task, not doing anything. You just become silent. All right, that is the word still. So we will count up to 12. Now, one question you may encounter with it is that why number 12? Why not 10? Why not 50? Why not 2 or 3 or 5? Why only 12? Well, this 12 could be several, you can say, in several stages or in several areas we use the number 12. First of all, 12 refers to 12 hours of the day. Okay, I mean, this rules our life. 12 hours of the day. 12 also hints, can say, 12 months of the year. All right, and 12 are also the 12 zodiac signs. Zodiac signs, if I explain you, when you talk about the sun, the moon, and the planets, okay, they are equally divided in 12 parts. It becomes a diagram. Okay, so these 12 signs, they are also believed that they rule or they influence, they impact our life. I mean, that is also used for, you can say, telling somebody's future. All right, 12 zodiac signs it is. So he wants up to keep still, and he wants up to count up to 12 and then keep still. Okay, this is what he says. Now let's move on to next stanza. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. What does he want to say here? For once on the face of the earth. That means for once at least in our life, okay, we should not speak any language. All right. We should not speak any language. If you will not speak, what will you do? You will just keep silence. All right. Silence has, you can say, a tune, a sound which is quite invisible, I would say. And if you break the barrier of the language, it will unite you. Okay, it will unite you as one body of people. For example, right now you are sitting here in North India. You can easily talk with the North Indian people. Suppose you have to go to South India, and there, different languages are there. Malayalam is there, Kannada is there, okay, Tamil language is there. They will not be comfortable with you at all, because you will be talking Hindi and they'll be quoting in I'm sorry, they will be quoting in you can say this Tamil language. All right, Tamil or any other language. Okay, now, just wait, okay. So he wants us to drop the language, and he says that let's stop for 1 second. He wants us to stop. Okay, he wants us to do nothing. All right, because people are running here and there, and he says that do not do anything. He just requests us to just sit quiet. Okay, and do nothing, and not move our arms so much. All right, our arms. Now here the word arms indicates two meanings. Okay, it's a special poetic device, I would say. The poetic device name is pun, P-U-N, pun. Okay, what does pun mean? When one word conveys two meanings, okay, that becomes a pun. Now here the word arm is referring to our hands, and also weapons. Okay, weapons as well. So what he wants that we should not move our hands, or we should not move our weapons. Okay, we should not use our weapons, and for a moment do nothing, stop, he wants. Now let's move on to the next stanza. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engine. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. It will be an exotic moment. It will be very, very strange. Okay, that we are doing nothing. It will be very strange moment. Okay, very exciting, a very attractive moment, and that moment is all about keeping silence and doing nothing. It would be an exotic moment. We will be without rush, without engines. Without rush means we are not in a hurry. We are doing nothing. We are not rushing here and there. We are not going for work, and we are not making hurry. So this is without rush. Without engines means we are stopping all engines. That means all type of industrial works. Okay, that also causes you can say harm for our environment, and he wants us to stop every kind of gadget, every kind of machine, engine. He wants us to stop that. All right, and he wants us to stop, and he says after that we would be all together in a certain strangeness. That means we will not do anything and we would all be together. Okay, they will be, you can say, under one roof, and there will be a certain strangeness. Okay, a certain strangeness could be that they will be all happy, and that will be, you can say, a pleasant moment when they will be all together, and they will see each other, they will understand each other, and they will not use any kind of language. Okay, and now let's move on to our next stanza. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Okay, so that means fisherman, is also, you can say, symbolized, or an image of a common man. Okay, so fisherman in the cold sea, he wants, the poet wants them to stay at home. Okay, and they should not go anywhere. They should not go and catch the fish, and they should not kill the fish or harm the whales in the cold sea. And the man gathering salt, because out of sea, from the sea we also make salt, the white salt. The man gathering salt, they have to gather actually that salt, all right, with their hands. They should look at their hurt hands, all right. How come their hands are hurt? All right. I just want you to do an experiment with you, just for 5 minutes. I would say, just for 5 minutes, you gather sand. Okay, sand, earth. All right. You just gather 5 minutes sand, and you look at your hands, your palms, the side of your palms. You will see that your hands have become quite sensitive. All right. And the man who all day gathers salt, okay, what would happen to their hands? So they are hurt. Okay, so he wants them to stop, and he wants them to look at his hurt hands. All right, so now let's move on. Okay, now here the next stanza. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on the clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. All right. Now, what does the poet want to say here? Those who prepare green wars. Okay. Those, such people who go for green wars. Green wars are the wars against our greenery, are the wars against our green environment. So those who go for green wars, and those who go for wars with gas, that means all kinds of poisonous gases are included in it. So who are going for can say wars with gas, and wars with fire. Wars with fire, who go for, who just declare war, who use weapons, all kinds of weapons that can cause destruction. I would say it could, kill all of them. All right, it would create a lots of destruction. So those who do these types of wars, he wants them to understand, and he says that what they achieve victory with no survivors. All right, victory with no survivors means something that you achieve after losing everything. Okay, for example, you buy a thing after paying you can say all the money you have, or after after paying an enormous price, a very big amount you pay for something, and then you achieve that. So that means victory with no survivors. This means you win something, and but there are no survivors to celebrate that victory. Okay, so those who are doing this, those who are going for wars, and those who are achieving victory with no survivors, poet wants them to put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. He wants them to put on clean clothes. What does this word, or this term clean cloth means? Very clean, clean, you understand? Here, clean we will take as white clothes. White word, the word white or the color white symbolizes peacefulness. Okay, so those who are doing all this, they should put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers. That means they should walk with their with their brothers or with the other human beings in the shade, doing nothing. In the shade means they should be relaxed, they should be peaceful. They should be absolutely comfortable, in no hurry. They should be in that shade and doing nothing. They should be doing nothing. That means not anything they should do. All right. And this is the end of this stanza. And now let's move on to our next stanza. So, till now, the poet is saying that keep quiet. Okay, do not speak anything, do not do anything, do not go anywhere, do not work. You must have been confused. Okay, what does the poet actually want to say? Now, see, here read. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Okay, this is the line. You should pay attention. All right. The poet wants to say that what he is saying, you should not be confused. All right, with that, he is not saying that do not do anything. Okay, life is what it is about. That means till the time you are alive, you will have to do something. You will be doing, you will be living, you will be doing everything. All right, you will be speaking. Okay, life is what it is about. That means the life is about living. All right, it is now further he says, I want no truck with death. No truck with means no deal with. He is not at all referring to death. Clearly, okay. So he is not talking here about death. He hasn't got any business with death. It's not death he is saying. Okay, because only a dead person can fulfill all these expectations. Do nothing, do not move, do not speak, do not do any kind of work. Only a dead person can do that. All right, we may think, but here it does not mean that. Okay, so and now, if we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Okay, this is students one segment. All right, I want you to pay keen attention. Okay, a very sharp attention on this can say segment. All right, now let's understand. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once we could do nothing. All right, he says that just for once in our life, okay, we do not become so single-minded. Just for once in our life, okay, if we do not become so single-minded means just you think about your own. All right, and about keeping our lives moving. All right, and if you just if you can say and about keeping our lives moving, and you will think of just your life moving. All right, if once and for once we could do nothing. Okay, that means for once in the face of life, if we can not do anything, if these things will happen, if we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once on the face of the earth we could do nothing. Okay, then what will happen? Then perhaps a huge silence will be there. Okay, then as a consequence there will be silence, and that huge silence might interrupt this sadness. All right, that huge silence might interrupt, okay, that silence might interrupt this sadness. What is this sadness? The sadness is about of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. This is the sadness. Okay, the sadness is we do not understand ourselves, and all the time we fear. Okay, the fear is that uh, yeah, kind of fear that you do anything, all right, and you think that what will happen to me, what will happen to me, what will happen to me means what? Some kind of failure you can get. That's all this means. We all the time, we keep on threatening ourselves with death. All right, we fear. Okay, now once again, if I take you through that, if we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and once we could do nothing, all right, he wishes that we should not be single-minded, and for once we could do nothing, and then as a consequence, there will be a huge silence, and that silence will interrupt, that will break this sadness. And the sadness is all about that you do not know yourself, you do not understand yourselves, and when you don't understand yourselves, okay, then as a consequence you keep on threatening yourself, all right, with death. So he wants us to fix this thing. I hope you have understood that. Now, the second last stanza. Perhaps earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. All right. Now, perhaps earth can teach us. Earth can teach us when everything seems dead. I mean, earth is the best teacher, I would say. All right. Earth is the best teacher. Okay. Nothing else, can teach us as well. All right. Because on earth, when on everything can say on earth seems flat, later on life sprouts from the earth. All right, when everything seems you can say very, very silent, and from after being silent the life sprouts from it. In the same way, when you keep silence, when you keep your life very stilled, after keeping still, later on you prove to be, or you later on you appear with more strength. Okay, more powerful than before. All right, after understanding yourself and after cultivating, introspecting yourself. So earth is the best teacher here. And now I will count up to 12, students, and you all keep quiet, and I will go. Students, I am not going anywhere. All right, you know that. So you all keep still, you all keep silence, and you all can say introspect yourself. All right, this was the poem, students. Thank you very much for the day.